Alright, less than 24 hours after my last game against Arctech, I am playing again for round 7 of the Draft League, this time against a drum team, and unlike last time where I had a very thoroughly cooked team, this one's very rushed and last minute. So rushed and last minute, in fact, that I didn't realize that I was on counter-serve and not serve, so I had to let Pix eat their pizza while I went and recooked my team. If I recooked, I mean reordered things a little bit and put Frazzle on demo because Frazzle is broken. Alright. Okay. We are going to see Boulder, Hopra, Scaldra, Bongus, Masquery. We are going to start with Demolipede and Hog. Now here's the thing. Boulder, it's Ricochet, it's Pump Up, that's kind of what I was thinking. Rumpus, Cheer Drum. I have a choice. I can put the Boulder to sleep, or I can put the Hopper to sleep. And I want to put the Hopper to sleep. Now here's the question. They can switch, or they can Pump Up. I can Sidewinder, or I can counter. I think Calming Aura Sidewinder is like the mathematically best choice here, which is why I'm tempted to just counter, get a chunk of damage on it. If I Sidewinder, it kind of messes up the flow for next turn, so let's do that. Yep. Oh, I forgot about Steadfast. Okay, I'm already throwing. Wow. Yikes. Alright. We are throwing! Now I just get Ricochet for that, because I could have done way more damage to the Boulder. I could have gotten it down to like 60, or I could have frazzled it, which would have been way smarter if I realized. Alright, we're off to a fantastic start. So Ricochet comes in and does a ton. If I frazzle, and then what happens to this Hopra? Yeah, I'm not thinking. Alright. I think we just have to frazzle at this point, right? No champ. Okay, poor decisions were made. Now, normally I'd be threatening out, but instead I got literally 0 tempo. If it sets drum, I can switch. It can't set drum because it's going to fall asleep unless it switches. It could be a front row. Does it want to switch? I want to scare a point, but then I'm already on a huge back foot right here. This is really bad. Yeah, that was a huge throw. If I hit the counter on the Boulder, I'd be threatening it out on low. Alright. It's either a bounce or a free ball. It's probably a drum. Yep. I can now double Calming Aura and then Demolish, and then I get most of my Hog health back, and that actually helps a lot. And then that's probably a Ricochet, right? Because it's gonna move? Well, it can move either one. Does the Boulder move, or does the funny little Bongus move? If I guess wrong, the consequences are I switch in Waddle and I'm fine. We'll target the... There's nothing else they can do on offense. Do I want to chip down? I want to chip down the Mongoose. Yep. Alright. Saves me a lot of damage. Thumb still does a ton. Waddle takes it like a champ? Question mark. Yeah. Flow to stop the block. How much does the Muscler do? Not enough, even with double juggle. We need damage. Do I want damage or do I want to demolish? I think I want to ramp. Oh, I'm in so much danger from that misplay at the beginning of the game. Oh, yikes. I gotta get the boulder out of here. The longer it stays, the more I fall behind. The ricochet hurts. Am I cool? Demo dying? What is this? A bring the heat serve? I don't want Waddle in on a counter serve. Ricochet, if I move to the side, I'm fine, and then I double juggle, and then I threaten to kill on literally anything. Huge misplay in the beginning. This is what, double cheer into Ricochet, so we just move out of the way, I think. And hopefully don't get caught in the crossfire. Cool beans. Alright, we dodged it. Love to see it. This is a thump serve. Frazzle does me nothing. We can stabilize from here. 4 of them left is a problem. I want to get rid of that as soon as possible. Double juggle spitball look like. It does kill if it runs to front. Yeah, now I'm in the Drumpus zone. I need to switch that in for Waddle and then clear field out of it in such a better position. $37 minus 20, 24. I don't even think I kill the next one unless I. Yep. The patience user comes in. steamer. Yep, of course. And the one time I don't run yeah, the one time they run sweaty is the time I don't prepare for it. I was debating on running grit muscle bound plus. Yeah, I'm super underprepared for this fight. This is probably a spitball into the toward anchor slot, right? I think it's a waddle angle. Oh, it's a steamer. Only one rhythm left. Okay, question. I like the tornado ball. Heartbreaker does kill, does a ton of damage to everything in the back, and then I can really start ramping. I also want to stop the heat off from going off, so... Clearfield Tornado Ball, but I don't think I care to at the moment. Clearfield does give me a ton of value, though. What does this look like? That's a pretty good damage. I like good damage. Yep. I'd rather Rhythm doesn't come back up, but I don't know if I have a choice. Another steamer. What's the value of getting rid of this now? Anything really? Alright, Opera Flow Bongus. This is in every single timeline a drum into a bounce. Probably just double clear field. Break the heart of this. This is so bad for me. Having this much sweat. Whose HP is more valuable here? We can only switch one. Actually, I think it's who's getting attacked. If it's gonna be a bounce. Yep. That's going to activate counter, and it's going to activate set. Question is, do I want provoke, or do I want healing? Provoke's not a bad look. I think I need to sustain, though. No, because I don't want them to heal. Only heal once. We're a juggle. No, we're gonna heal. Ton of damage is great. Can't really threat me back either, so now's a good time for the Toward Anchor to go away, and then I probably bring out the Muscle Bound here, and I just start pounding away and really start letting the damage rip. Either that, or I go for Demolipede for a lovely mix-up here. Do I want to scam a free point, though? Or do I want aggressive Muscle Bound spitballing? Decisions. I don't want them to stay in the back row. I'd rather have them run up to the front. gone. Forced to rhythm again. Immune to negative boosts. Can't get a ricochet off, so it's got to be a thump. This is going to be a bounce, right? It's a free ball. That's fine by me. This is almost certainly a pump-up now. As long as I force them to keep doing rhythm, they can't ramp. Interesting. Okay, not what I was expecting. That's pretty good for me, though. I'm fairly healthy. Raising hop row? I like that play. Forced to bring in the mastery, do a ton of damage to everything. I mean, it could be a block, but okay. We can take another point there. Tornado Ball serve means it is probably this guy. And I think I'm fine as long as you can't get to the front row and ricochet, maybe? Because back row thump's not that bad, and then I can walk up on that? Or do I want to bench waddle anyways? And then front row ricochet wouldn't matter. Well, everything kind of doesn't want to take a ricochet to begin with. Do I want to bench waddle regardless? Hop row will come in no matter what, and then I can start pressuring that side. I kind of would rather they both stay in and let the sweat chip it down. I'm okay with that outcome. There's no drum to be had. Cannot ricochet, has to be a thump. Unless it's a steamer, which is also very, very possible. But I think this is where... I think it's likely to be a steamer. I think this is where Muscle Bound comes in. Spitball, that's gonna hurt. Alright, let's look at options. If I move to front and volley, Demolish does kill. Unless it's a block. I'm gonna go for it. Alright, now I want to set up for kill. Spitball is not enough, that's huge. Bring the heat. Ooh, what do I do here? Maybe I should have just targeted this. It's probably a drum. Is it a counter angle? Cheer. We friggin' live one. And Counter does enough to almost kill, so now it's a 50-50. If it's a successful block, then it's a double cheer. That's really bad for me. If it's a switch, that's also really bad for me. There's a lot of things that survive the front row. This doesn't do enough, right? No, that'd have been crazy if it did. Okay. Ooh, 50-50 for the game here. Did we guess right? We did. Yikes. I don't know how I stole that one. I started off horribly. I could not have started worse. Alright, and they will be choosing counter serve. Edit rules. First serve, left side. Which this team is actually built for serving anyways. Except for the frazzle. Which I completely messed up the counter serve, so I'm pretty confident in this. Okay, so the plan here is we serve with muscle bound. Now, this is almost certainly a Boldler pump up. And I guess the question is there anything better than to serve with muscle sneak here? And I think the answer is no. Masquerade steps on the field. Stomp, Vigor Beam. This is a pump up, probably into a thump. Ricochet does a ton of damage, but not to the Waddle, who likely switches in after this. Yeah, this boulder's a problem. If I just block, and I double juggle, it just like explodes. So let's do that. Neat. That did like no damage. That gives me a free set into a juggle. I think we just hit the ricocheting monster anyways. Because I want to get it low and I want to get it out of here. Sweet. Okay. This is double cheer into Ricochet, and I want to once again move out of the way. But which direction do I move? I think I'm going to move the other direction from what I moved the last time. I would like to dodge this. I guessed wrong. Unfortunate. Bring the heat incoming. We're going to do this play every single time. I don't see much value in scamming a point. I'd rather take tempo and get rid of this rhythm. No point going for the greedy play. Yep. Alright. I don't want to get steamered. I also don't want to get front row bigger beamed, but it is what it is. Alright, Hopra. Maybe I should have targeted that side, and then the drum doesn't go up, but that's fine too. If it's drum, it's bring the heat. I can't quick frazzle. You're gonna be fine, baby girl. Stop the heat up. I don't want to put the Mastery in a position to... Why not? Cool beans. Alright. This game is going by very, very quickly and aggressively. Who do I push out? Let's push out this side. I just don't want Mastery to get to the front. Yep. Spitballer, Steamer, I don't care. I think I want Musclebound to get in. This, actually, it's probably Juggle Stomp, maybe? Okay. Here comes the boulder again. I might be in trouble here. They read that I was going to maybe threaten front row. I should have brought in the Musclebound. I would have been in a much better position to start ramping, because there's no patience here. And it's also Sauna I didn't even realize, so I could have brought that in. That would have been a much smarter play, and really start threatening. I think this boulder wants to come in for the Skuldra slot. I was wrong? Okay. I want the waddle gone. I need the hog to come in. The problem is I don't have my set toward anchor anymore. That's perfectly fine. I wasn't planning on running this thing for the rest of the... I think it would have been a much better player if they used heat up on the Musclebound, because if they heated up the Musclebound, then I would have to start worrying about switching it out sooner, but I had to switch this out anyway, so I don't know what full killing did. But I will take it. This is a hog angle for sure. Or is it a... No, I don't want to demolish. I want to ramp damage. $50-50 for the game. think it's going to be a switch. I don't think it's going to be a block. I don't even know if they see it. It's 1-1. It's barely enough. Do they see it? Do they see it? I've been guessing right a lot. Well, no, actually, I think I'm 50-50 on guesses. Nice. Alright, GG's. Up, I can't spell GG's. Alright, Musclebound. The Muscler, they call him the Juicer. The damage. Alright, thanks for watching. Do I have anything insightful to say? Yeah, I guess. So originally I was going to run, my first draft at this team was, I had two funny ideas. So I was going to do, Maraptor with Trait Dance and Shanty Toward Anchor with Trait Dance, and I was going to steal all of the drum benefiting traits, by taking Flow from Bongus, right, or taking Rumpus, right, and I was gonna steal their dance moves, but I decided that it wasn't consistent enough, and I don't know what they're really bringing, so that might have been a terrible idea. So I instead just reworked it into the same general offense I've been running, but with some tweaks. I had Grit Chant Torch Pass on the Hog to hold on one second. I had Grit, Chant, Torch Pass on the Hog for if they were running Sweaty. I was like, nah, they're not going to run Sweaty. They didn't run Sweaty the first 6 games, and then they bring Sweaty. And I was also going to run Grit, Musclebound, but I didn't. But it worked out. Anyways, alright, now actually, thanks for going. Bye.